Good evening, you're watching Estuary News. I'm Hugh Riches. In the headlines tonight, a woman is in hospital after a collision in Hull, a tourism boost in North Lincolnshire, and celebrating care services across the East Riding. And later in tonight's programme, Jack brings us a roundup of all the deadline day signings involving Hull City, Scunthorpe and Grimsby Town in the sports news, and our very own Luke with all the latest cultural news. Before that, raising money for a hospice with Sharon Tune. A Hull man has been charged in connection with an attack on a group of women. 28-year-old Sean Simmons appeared in court charged with a fray and 2 counts of sending threatening messages to the woman in Braemar Avenue in December. He's due to appear at Hull Crown Court in February. He's been remanded in custody. A cyclist is in hospital with life-threatening injuries following a collision in Hull today. The 56-year-old woman was on her bike at the junction of Beverley Road and Springbank when she collided with a red HGV at around 9:30 a.m. The truck failed to stop but was later found in South Yorkshire. The driver was not arrested. The road remains closed and traffic is being diverted. New figures have revealed that nearly £3 million was spent in North Lincolnshire last year as part of the Tour of Britain. Big names from the world of cycling, including Mark Cavendish, brought an estimated 20,000 spectators to the county in September. The finishing line was in Scunthorpe's Central Park. 11% of visitors stayed overnight, boosting the area's accommodation industry by more than £500,000. The leader of North Lincolnshire Council, Councillor Rob Waltham, says the figures are the tip of the iceberg in what the county can achieve. Flood warnings are in place. The Met Office says flooding is expected along the north coast. It will affect Easington, Kilnsea and Hornsea at high tide. 3 flood warnings are in place. The Met Office says flooding is expected along the North Sea coast at Easington, Kilnsea and Hornsea during the high tide. Today is Dignity Action Day. The day promotes individuality, choice and a sense of purpose for people receiving care services. More than 7 in 10 adults across the county are overweight or obese. So forgive me, that's another story. A series of events has been taking place across the East Riding today, including an afternoon cream tea in Bridlington. Councillor Richard Harrop, portfolio holder for adult and carer services at East Riding Council, says that people's dignity and respect should be observed all year round.
Yeah, it's one day that highlights an issue that applies 365 days of the year, and it's to draw attention to the fact that everybody deserves to be treated with dignity and should be treated as such. And that includes people in perhaps residential care home settings or hospital settings or just in the general community, and it's just drawing attention. It's people like you giving me the opportunity of reminding people of that fact and taking the day to make it a message to go out there. There's various events been taking place at some of our day centres, and again it gives the staff chance to just understand that agenda and to remind themselves of how easy it is to forget to treat people with that dignity. The Dignity Agenda is a national event because again it's not an issue that applies locally, uniquely, it's an issue that applies all over the country. It's just how different authorities deal with it or whether they want to take it on board. We think it's particularly important. And it's something that really doesn't take a lot of financial resource. It's just about making these people aware.
And as I hinted a moment ago, East Riding Council is looking at ways to reduce adult obesity across the region. They want to develop a plan for services and policies to promote healthy weight. The Health and Wellbeing Board met today to discuss how the issue can be tackled. A safe space for young people in Hull and the East Riding opens tonight. The centre will help 14 to 18-year-olds in crisis across the area. They'll be referred by the existing 24-hour CAMS, the Young People's Mental Health Service. The unit will be based at St Andrew's Place in George Street. It's a 6-month pilot. High-rise tower blocks in Hull are to have external insulation removed. The panels will be stripped from Bayswater Court, Muswell Court and a block in Great Thornton Street. The decision by Hull City Council comes in the wake of the Grenfell Tower fire last June, which claimed 79 lives. However, the council says none of the panels are a major fire risk and they're not the same as those used at Grenfell, but combustible materials have been found within sealed sections of insulation panels at the blocks. A new app has been launched that allows pub lovers in Hull to find their nearest pub. The Good Beer Guide app is the work of CAMRA, the Campaign for Real Ale, and collates over 40,000 pubs into the app across the country. The Good Beer Guide has, up until now, existed only as a book, but now drinkers will be able to trace their nearest pub in the city. The app is available to download from CAMRA. Bernie Court of CAMRA's Hull branch says it's designed to make it easier to find your perfect ale.
It's basically an app that CAMRA are putting together, which is derived from our database of all the pubs in not just this area but all over Great Britain. We do another app called What Pub, which is a database app which has all the pubs, whether in the Good Beer Guide or not. For instance, in Hull area we have 36 pubs in the Good Beer Guide, but in Hull area we have about 400 pubs. So obviously it's only fair that everyone gets a chance to be recognised, hence the reason of the new app. Well, they can find every pub in their location. It's based on your postcode area where you're in, and if you get the free version it will show you up to 10 pubs in that locality. And also you can filter it, so you can find, say, you want to put your Wi-Fi on so you can watch something in the pub, or you want to take your dog with you, dog-friendly pubs, all sorts of different things, family pubs, meals, all sorts. I mean, the Good Beer Guide's grown over the years and it's about 1.5 inches thick at the moment. It's not sort of user-friendly, you can't stick it in your pocket. So it's an easy way to do that. Plus other benefits are you can put your own favourite pubs in there, you can list the beers that you like, and you can even find a pub which has that beer that you particularly want in your area.
I do apologise. When is this walk and what's happening?
It's on Friday the 6th of July and it's a 30,000 step challenge. So we're not actually telling people the distances yet because we're asking people to work it out.
30,000 steps?
Exactly, yes.
That's just a gentle stroll around the countryside, I take it?
It is, yes. It's basically 3 times your step allowance, which you're supposed to do, times it by 3 for the evening.
Okay.
So.
And when's this happening?
It's happening on Friday the 6th of July and it's going from and to the hospice in Birmingham Road at Scunthorpe. So
it's a circuit starting and finishing at the hospice?
Correct.
If people want to take part and contribute, how do they get in touch?
They can contact me directly on the phone number provided on the website or www.lindsleylodgehospice.org.uk. Alternatively, we do have a Facebook page. If you look us up, we've actually got an event page for the Glow Walk.
Okay. Now, I don't have any information coming through my earpiece at the moment, so I don't know quite how long this interview is, so I'll try not to be too long-winded about it.
Okay.
It's raising money for the hospice, very important work, of course, but it's not the first one. You've done these walks before.
Exactly, yes. We've been doing it over the last 10 years, and the support's been absolutely amazing. They've managed to raise hundreds of thousands of pounds for us. The local community just get together so well for us. This one is a bit different because we are actually sort of basing it at the hospice, and people are actually liking that at the moment, the positive response.
Okay, and how much money do you hope for? I think you did mention it.
I would like to have about 500 people on board. If all those could raise about £100 each, it would be amazing. And if I was looking at 50,000, it'd be great.
Why a glow walk? Why that word glow?
Basically, we seem to be known in the community as the beacon. So really, we're just asking people to glow and shine round Scunthorpe for us, with that being what people think about us.
Okay, ladies glow, gentlemen perspire, and horses
Correct.
sweat. That sort of
Correct.
thing. What sort of work is the hospice doing? Is there any great developments going on at the hospice at the moment?
Yes, I mean, we've recently, over the last few months, opened a little cake lounge in our reception area. We've got lots of things going on all the time and expanding with new shops and online things. So there's a lot going on with us, what we're doing at the moment, and different challenges coming out as well.
Now, this isn't the first or the only charity, this walk. I know it's a frequent event, but it's not the only way that you've been raising money. You are something of a daredevil.
Yeah, well, a daredevil. I like to be an ambassador. Well, let's call it an ambassador.
Okay, you're quite an adventurous ambassador, and some of the things that you've done.
Yes.
I'm going to first of all, let me take you through the wing walk. What was that like?
Amazing. I would recommend it to everybody to do it. It wasn't scary. It was just an amazing experience.
Not scary?
No, I don't like heights, and I absolutely detest flying with a vengeance.
Well, I don't mind heights or flying, but I do prefer to be on the inside of the aeroplane.
I prefer to be on the outside. It felt so much better being outside with the fresh air, just going through your hair. It was lovely.
Difficult to get to the drinks trolley, though.
Afterwards, no, it was quite easy afterwards. As soon as you got off there, it was fine.
How much did you raise on that one?
There's about 16 people took part in that one, and we actually ended up raising about £18,000.
Okay, let me just ask, what's the communication coming in from the side?
We've got no talk back. I don't know what's happened to it.
Are we still on?
We're still on, yeah.
Okay.
15 seconds.
Thank you, Sam. Sorry, we are having terrible problems here. And you've also jumped out of an aeroplane.
I haven't jumped out of the aeroplane yet, but that's going to be probably on the agenda in the next couple of years. I'm supposed to be doing the Great North Run this year.
So you're going to be doing, that's the skydiving thing?
Yes.
And all this also raising money for Lindsey Lodge?
Yes,
Okay.
definitely.
Sharon, I think Welcome back. You're watching Estuary News. Still to come tonight, Jack brings us a roundup of all the deadline day signings involving Hull City, Scunthorpe and Grimsby, and I'll be talking to Luke about the local cultural scene. Hull is joining forces with Mexico and Cape Town to develop strategies against flooding. Hull will contribute to the development of a new city water resilience framework to help cities globally respond to shocks to their water systems. The city will explore its specific water concerns through field research and interviews. Hull is one of 5 cities selected, along with Amman and Greater Miami. Hornsea's podiatry service has been saved, and that's feet. The unit's future at Preston Road was under review by City Healthcare Partnership, but they've decided to keep it open. The clinic is a vital lifeline for the elderly and those living with diabetes. Residents would have had to travel to Beverley or Withensea in order to receive treatment had it closed. A one-day singing workshop for men is in Hull next month. It'll be led by Chris Samuel, a member of the International Spooky Men's Chorale. The workshop will explore the sound of men singing in harmony. All songs will be taught by ear, and there's no pressure to perform. The event takes place at the Albemarle Music Centre on Saturday the 17th of February from 10:30 in the morning. Places can be booked via www.hullboxoffice.com. Cheerleading exercise classes start in Grimsby tomorrow. The low-impact class features party music from the 70s and 80s. The session takes place on Fridays from 12:15 p.m. at Grimsby Leisure Centre. Pom-poms will be provided. Knights and Dragons are coming to Lincolnshire as part of children's activities at North Lincolnshire Museum during the February half-term. Children will be able to make a knight's helmet for battle or a fire-breathing dragon. They can dress up as a knight or dragon and take part in Dudley's Trail around the museum. Events start on the 12th of February. And I'm joined now by our very own Luke to find out what's happening culturally across the region. Luke,
good evening.
welcome.
Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday to you.
Lots happening. Lincoln, Bridlington, and of course in Hull, which is still the city of culture.
Indeed.
Shall we start with what's happening in Lincoln?
Yes.
Tosca.
Yes, please.
It's going to be a live screening of Puccini's opera Tosca at the new Theatre Royal Lincoln next week, the 7th of February.
That's at the new theatre is really thriving since it's reopened last year, hasn't it?
This is in Lincoln, Hugh.
This is in Lincoln. I beg your pardon, new theatre.
Yes, but yes,
Too
Hull
many
New
new
Theatre.
theatres.
Yes, absolutely. But yes, Hull New Theatre is thriving, and they've got a fantastic programme.
I diverted you from Tosca.
You did
Puccini,
indeed.
Fantastic Nights Opera. Are you an opera fan?
I went to see the opera for the first time last year, 3 short operas at the Hull New Theatre, and I was sold. It was fantastic.
Really?
Yes,
Okay.
really enjoyed it.
I just think it makes such an awful noise.
It's
I'm no doubt I'm a Philistine.
Yes, it's quite macabre and very depressing, but if it's got beautiful singers and it's sung really well, it's really uplifting.
And of course you know it's over when the fat lady has sung.
That's right, yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
Moving on.
Okay, Bridlington Spa, Hugh, Blood Brothers is coming to Brid Spa later in the year, 2nd to the 6th of October. And
That's a long time in advance.
It is, absolutely. Book your tickets in advance because apparently it may well be a sellout. It was when it was last there at the Spa in April 2014, and it's now going to be there again as part of its 30th anniversary.
This is the great play by Willie Russell, of course, the
Yeah.
local playwright,
Yeah.
who always supports local performances as well.
Yes, absolutely.
And Blood Brothers, when it first came, was absolute tremendous success, wasn't it?
Yes, it was a huge success. And I didn't realise until doing the research here, Hugh, that Willie Russell was involved with writing Shirley Valentine.
Oh, yes.
Which is my all-time favourite film, but of course it was originally a
play.
stage play.
Yep, I remember it was.
Liverpool.
Tom Conti, I think.
That's right.
Wasn't it?
Yeah, the lovely Pauline Collins. Yeah.
Next.
Jersey Boys at Hull New Theatre.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, that's obviously the story of Frankie Valli in the 4th season. They've got a fantastic musical soundtrack. Oh, What a Night, Cherry Baby. I think I've listed some of the others on my notes here. Walk Like a Man.
Indeed.
And Big Girls Don't Cry, which was, of course, in Dirty Dancing.
It's all very evocative of a particular period, isn't
Yeah,
it? That's sort of
absolutely.
late 1950s, I
That's
guess.
right.
That's around then.
Yeah, that's right. Late 50s, early 60s. Yeah, and that's coming to the New Theatre in March. 20th February, ends on the 3rd of March.
That is at Hull New
That
Theatre.
is at Hull New Theatre.
Okay.
Yes.
I once saw Buddy, which is a similar sort of genre.
Yes, was that good?
It was brilliant.
Based on Buddy Holly?
I had to go for work reasons. Yes, based on Buddy Holly with Richie Valance and people like that. And the Big Bopper. I was dreading it. I had to go for work reasons. Absolutely loved it. Complete blast. So I recommend that one if it's
Yes, it
anything
can
like
take
that.
you by surprise sometimes, can't it?
One more very quickly.
The Overtones are coming to Hull City Hall. They are a 5-piece ensemble vocal harmony group who were discovered by Warner Brothers Records.
Where and when?
Oh, Hull New Theatre, March the 9th. Sorry, Hull City Hall.
Thank you very much,
Thank
Luke.
you,
That's all
Hugh.
we have time for now. So we've got to go to Jack with all the sports news.
We'll start with football, and on a day when Premier League clubs spent £150 million between them, our local sides were also busy on transfer deadline day yesterday. Hull City waited until the final day of the January window to make their move, with the club bringing in 2 new players. First through the door was defender Angus MacDonald. The 25-year-old signed from fellow Championship side Barnsley on a 2.5-year deal for an undisclosed fee. MacDonald has represented England at both under-16 and under-19 level and was made Barnsley's first team captain at the start of the season. Also joining the Tigers is Welsh winger Harry Wilson. The 20-year-old has signed on loan from Liverpool for the rest of the season. Wilson has made only 1 senior appearance so far for the Premier League side in the FA Cup back in 2016. However, in 2013 he became the youngest ever player to play for Wales when he made his international debut against Belgium, aged just 16 years and 207 days. On to Scunthorpe United now, and the Iron were also active in the transfer market. United finally ended their season search for a right-back as they completed the loan signing of Preston North End's Marnik Vermeil. The 26-year-old has featured only 3 times for the Championship side this season, since Alex Neil took charge there last summer. In total, the Belgian has scored 4 goals in 54 Preston appearances and joined Scunthorpe on loan until the end of the season. One player to depart the club, however, is midfielder Sam Manton. The 25-year-old has joined League One rivals Southend United on a loan deal until the end of the season. Manton joined the Iron in 2016 from Walsall, but has seen his playing time limited so far this campaign. Manager Graham Alexander said he was pleased with the deal to loan him out.
Sam going out on loan to Southend, I think is a good one for both parties. I think it's good for Southend. I think they're going to get a good player. It's good for us that we can't give him that game time at the minute, or can't guarantee him that game time, because of the depth of our centre midfield with the players we brought on board in January. And so it gives us the opportunity to get Sam games and he comes back to us in the summer, hopefully with 15, 16 games under his belt, and he's in a better way physically to compete again here.
In League Two now, and Grimsby Town were very busy on deadline day. The Mariners made 2 signings and oversaw 2 departures on a hectic final 24 hours of the transfer window. The first activity of the day involved midfielder Chris Clements departing on loan to Forest Green Rovers. The 27-year-old previously spent a 3-month spell on loan at National League side Barrow earlier on in the season. He joins up with Rovers for the rest of the campaign. Grimsby have confirmed he won't be eligible to play against them when the 2 sides meet on the final day of the season. Also through the exit door, but this time on a permanent basis, is striker Sam Jones. The club agreed terms with Shrewsbury Town for the 26-year-old, who himself joined the Mariners from Gateshead on deadline day last year. Jones has left for an undisclosed fee and signed a 2.5-year deal with the League One side. A direct replacement for Jones could be Simeon Jackson, who has joined the Mariners on loan until the end of the season. The experienced striker has made the switch from League One club Walsall. A full Canadian international, the 30-year-old has played for a number of Football League clubs, including in the Premier League with Norwich City. The club have also signed defender Isa Silliman from Aston Villa on a loan deal until the end of the season. And finally, in Rugby League, the 2018 Super League season gets underway tonight. Hull FC take on Huddersfield Giants at the KCOM Stadium later this evening as they go into the campaign as back-to-back Challenge Cup winners. The Black and Whites will be looking to transfer their recent cup form into the Super League, and they've made several impressive signings during the off-season. One of those is returning prop Mickey Payer. I caught up with the Australian and asked him if he was looking forward to the new campaign.
Yeah, I mean, it all starts soon, so really excited about obviously the opportunity, and I can't wait to play in front of a packed KC Stadium, and playing the Super League. It's just an honour, and I look forward to it.
Hull FC against Huddersfield Giants kicks off at 7:45. That's all for today's sport. Back to Hugh in the studio.
Thanks very much, Jack. That's it for tonight. End of a slightly hectic programme. Apologies for technical issues in the first half. And I can't repeat often enough, be careful of the flood warnings on the coast at the high tide tonight. If you've a news story, then please visit our Facebook or Twitter pages, email news@estuary.tv, or phone Grimsby 01472 31 553, or you can write to us at Estuary TV, Nuns Corner, Laceby Road, Grimsby, North East Lincolnshire, DN 34 5BQ. For now, good evening.